More than an army. Fireman, come here. Bra.
You should be on standby. If in case of anything, you what kind of life is that? I've been asking you about the for the past 1 hour, and you're not telling me the truth. What kind of life is that?
Wait, the turn in Sony.
Oh, no more fight. Who took you?
Mr. Sony. So why is he here?
Who took you? Some of my boys, some of my troops can't have you. What kind of life is that? Who knew you uncle? Who knew can't if you uncle? You attend the Biania. Who knew you uncle?
Master, call your regional commander for me.
Who knew can't if you uncle? What kind of life is that? 1 hour, I'm going to some fire tender. More problem, I'm going to catch me. You've not told me any about any problem. Have you complained about any problem to me? You assured me that and so on you never problem. Whether you have or not. If you have a challenge, I'm here. I can call whoever I need to call. So tell me the truth. You need drip machines to help you. Tell me, did you tell me? But you assured me that you have water in the tank. And you think that people's investment will be anyhow here? Will be anyhow? Will be anyhow? The
drip machine. I even ordered a drip machine to come here. No. So, Madam, because the man's life is in danger. Obi somewhere. So call them. Yeah. Madam.
I'm the reason I'm not.
I'm not assisting the guy because. Masa, wait, who's this so, Madam? Well, who's this so? And the money will go.
I am not dummy. Don't give me false assurances.
Chief, you should move because if there's no water, you buy a water.
Okay, so that's one side of the scene. Probably I'll call it. The minister was having that altercation with the firemen, and obviously you saw that one of the men were apologizing or was apologizing for what's happening. Earlier on, we're told that he was giving some information. So having gotten to the scene, you can see that it is late. The fire had been raging from morning till evening. So, Ikia, what will you do if you...
The fire had been raging from morning to evening. I know there are ways to address things, especially when you are not the one on the front line dealing with the matter. You have given the responsibility to these young women to put themselves in the line of fire to fight these fires. Where one of them was injured, we were just discussing that where one of them were injured. We don't know the circumstances that got them injured, but we all know that when these firefighters are fighting fires, some of them do get injured. It's a very risky job.
Yes.
So there are ways of going about it. I listened to an interview with one of the PROs for the fire service where he was saying that it's one of their standard operating procedures or something to have a tender station there. I don't know if you watched that interview or you asked that question when you spoke to him. It's part of their SOPs to have one tender station there, and that the same thing was done in Kantamanto. So it is not, I don't know what you stand to achieve by going there in your very comfortable Lexus. Your AC is on. They have been there since morning, and you go there to just lambast them publicly like that, and it's captured on video, and you post it on your social media. So even if it wasn't you that had the camera on yourself, you saw that this was something you needed to post on social media so that people would think you are doing your work. But how does this actually help solve the problem? You are not the one entering the building to get people out. You are not the one trying to actively quench the fire. So this matter is neither here nor there. They said you had gone there to tell them that you were going to provide them with some equipment or whatnot. See, the fire service that we inherited in this country in 2017, is a fire service that was basically on its knees. There was only one fire training institute in this country, the whole of Ghana, only one. We were able to successfully add 2. We bought vehicles for them, and I agree that it's not perfect. The system of, I think the fire service and the security services, they might be the least resourced, and it's something that we should look at. We were even looking at us bringing them helicopters to be able to responsibly fight fires and whatnot. All of that didn't happen, and we're out of government. Now you are in government. You hold the ultimate responsibility for these issues, and the way you think people will see that you are actually doing something is to be in the middle of Kumasi Central Market and be shouting at fire officers. Amma made an analogy that I'm going to borrow now. Do you think if they were military personnel, he would also be shouting at them like that?
Yes, I think so.
Do you think if they were military personnel, he would also be shouting at them?
I'm sorry,
like that?
let me do the very unfortunate thing that we do in Ghana. Let me ask a question with a question. Why are you considering the military in this context?
No, because Amma said if the minister was older, or if he didn't look, or if he wasn't younger, would he have been spoken to like that? And I'm also throwing the same rhetorical question, that if it was military officers, you are, the CDS and co, are those standing there trying to battle a situation, would you also talk to them like that?
Do you know,
Number one,
hold on, do you know the position of the regional minister?
No, I mean, are you saying that the regional minister
is the head of the Security Council?
Yes, and he's the representative of the government there. I'm also asking you a rhetorical question. Do you think if he was standing there with the CDS, he would also be shouting at him like that? The man is actually trying to give you responses, and that's what Anas was alluding to. Oh, no, Manasseh was alluding to. That the man is actually trying to explain what is going on. And, there's this habit of thinking that you know how things work. I'm sure the fire service have a way they do their things that we would not understand. When they say they have an SOP of putting leaving one tender at the scene, and they did the same thing in Kantamanto, so that the others can basically act as runners, it's something we may not understand. When you are doing your job and talking to the people in your ear in the production room, I don't understand what you are doing, and I don't claim to try to understand. So when you go there, what is expected of you as leader? Number one, you are the representative of the government in that region, and as you said, he's also the head of the security apparatus in Ashanti region. You are the boss, so we expect you to be able to manage the situation in a way that keeps everybody calm and keeps the morale high. Bear in mind, this fire started, I think, at dawn, and this was in the evening. The fire people have been there since morning till evening. And what you have come comfortably in your Lexus, I saw them park the car. You go and come, and the first thing you think is going to help them, motivate them to be able to effectively fight that fire is this rant. And I'm very happy that everybody that has captured, everybody who has written about this incident has characterized this thing properly as a rant, because that's exactly what it is. And the question I asked you, I also haven't received an answer. This shouting, what did it amount to? And you're asking me if I was the minister there. No, there are ways to go about these things. Number one, you realize that we live in a very conservative society. This is Ghana. We don't live in America. So respect is something that is very, very important to people. It's been only 3 months, and we are seeing this huge amount of arrogance of power. I heard the president telling his new appointees that they should all do their duties respectfully and devoid of arrogance and whatnot. It looks like the Honorable Regional Minister did not hear this part. The guy is obviously trying to explain to you what is going on, Debbie. Keep quiet and let me talk, because there's no water.
No, he never said that.
Did you do anything?
He never said keep quiet and let me talk.
Then you ask them, why is there no water? What can we do about solving this problem? All the shouting, please tell me, Amma, did they quench the fire?
Well, certainly, that fire tender with no water in it also did not quench the fire.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
So if they are telling you that's their standard operating procedure, do you not try to understand it? Did you not hear them when they said that's one of their SOPs, and that they did the same thing in Kantamanto?
Let's stay true to the fact.
No, he was on GH1 and he said it is their standard operating procedure.
That is what he said in Accra.
So, yes, they leave one tender. Amma, let me finish. I didn't interrupt you.
Right, finish it.
They leave one tender there. If he's, I'm not a fire service official. I don't know what it's about, and I don't think any of us here know the ins and outs of being a fire officer. But the guy came on TV, national TV. I watched him, And he said it is one of the ways they do things. And obviously, when you are fighting a fire, doesn't the water finish? Even when they were fighting the LA fires, for anybody that was paying attention to that matter, they even ran out of water in reservoirs. And is that something that's required? Did you see the mayor there go and shout? Is that going to replenish the water in the reservoir? No.
Now, if you compare the situation we have here to LA fires, that's a very unfair comparison.
No, what I'm saying is that the water was an issue. And we all know have you been to that side of have you been to that side of Edum before?
I don't
on a good day with your car, it can take you an hour to get just to move about.
So
about 5 meters. So there are so many issues, and this is not the way to go about it. We cannot sit here. Do we think if this was in the MPP's time, and there was the regional minister shouting, do you think this is the atmosphere that we'll have around this table? No. A lot of people will see things wrong with that, because looking at it on the face of it, everybody is frustrated. But you are not holier than the Pope. Everybody is frustrated. I saw some of the market women also actively going against some of the fire service people, which is something as Ghanaians we seem to like to do. Whenever there's a problem, I can see it's very frustrating. You are losing your things. So as soon as fire service comes, they are always the first outlets that people like to vent and let out their anger on. It's sort of understood when the market women are doing it.
There's a video. There's a video of some of the traders who tried attacking the firemen
that's
when they came.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Please look for that video for me, and if it's ready, let me know.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
We are finding videos. Can we find the videos of everybody else, the traders that were also angrily attacking the regional minister? So we find both videos.
Allow me to land, Amma. That's exactly what I'm saying. Even when your house is burning in our residential areas, even when houses are burning and it takes the fire service, so even when they get there in 30 minutes, people are angry because it's a very devastating situation. And the nature of the human being is such that you will be upset and you would want to vent your frustrations on the first person that is likely that you can vent on without consequences. So the fire service always get the brunt of that issue. Then after, you expect them to be highly motivated, to put themselves in the line of fire to help you fight the fire. I'm saying that this kind of behavior can come from the women that were losing their property and losing their livelihoods. You can understand it's very emotionally charged. But for you as the representative of government, for you as their boss and leader, is this how you expect to motivate them? Somebody comes here right now, the boss of Metro TV comes, maybe we are going a little bit over time, and his approach to this matter is to always shout and lambast people. Do you think that's going to inspire confidence in the workers?
What do you think causes leaders to shout?
No, I cannot speak for leaders to know what causes them to want to shout. But do you think that's an appropriate way of going about things?
Yes, I do. And here's why. Here's why, and I can speak to my personal experience, if you'd let me. I will laugh. I will hug you. I will kiss you if I have to. But if I have to shout on you to get things done, trust I will shout on you to get things done. That's leadership. Leadership is not about being liked.
I mean, I did it this morning.
It's not about being liked. It's not about,
I did it this morning.
Always wanting people.
You have to crack the whip on people. But I'm saying that in this very delicate situation, was that the best way to handle the matter?
Okay, good. So we appreciate that it was a delicate situation.
Yes, nobody is saying this matter is not delicate. I grew up in Kumasi, so I know this place very well. I have friends whose parents' shops are just down the line. And as soon as I woke up and saw that fire, the first thing I did was to text them and say, oh, how is Mommy shop? This is a very serious matter for a lot of people.
Okay, so there are some videos of the traders. I'm sorry, I'll get back to you. Videos of the traders who were, acting in any, different shapes and forms. Let's play whichever ones we have, please. Let's play them and listen to what they were saying.
Hey!
Central market will see one but minimum say market. Main one best of 5 and that's more. Best of 540 something. Almost almost 5 days. Means almost 5 a car no almost is okay, but your process. A friend will give
5 minutes station and I started. And I want to fire and I know I don't mind. A good person is 15 minutes a year. I had to see. I hold my tongue force a Pabois and then Tare a Togo Busino. Nina be a to me, you may be one.
Central market will see one but minimum say market.
What can you tell us with the current situation with it? Okay, so well, that's the interview I was trying to have with I think the reporter first before Fire Service King, who also told us what was happening. But the first video you saw were some of the traders who were obviously enraged and, you know, making an attempt to attack or beat up the fire service personnel if possible, because their problem was that they had brought fire tenders without fire after waiting for them for years. Remember that the traders had also said that the fire started around 5 a.m. getting into 6, right? So it started quite pretty early before the fire service officers showed up with fire tenders without, you know, the water.
So let me quickly finish.
So even the officers, sorry, the traders, this is how...
See, I saw this. I saw a video. There was one trader who was also accusing the other traders for blocking the... You know, when these things happen, people talk. People were blaming the frequent unstable power supply there also as one of the issues. People were complaining that the lights go off, come on, and then they believe it's one of the causes of the problem. Nobody is talking about that. We're talking about the water. I saw a post, unfortunately I cannot find it, about how all the power stations that are proximate to the market they're out of commission. And the Ghana water was not even flowing to a dome at that time. So they had to get local contractors to be able to get water to be able to fight this fire. And as regional minister, I'm sure you are briefed on all of this. You know all the problems that these people are up against to try and resolve the fire situation. You are aware that they do not have equipment that should be able to do this matter. So knowing all of this and being a leader, do you really think this is the best way to keep the boys motivated to continue fighting the fire?
So, Ikia,
so the market women are fighting.
Hold on, let me ask you this question. You are a fire person, Ikia, you're a firefighter. You're supposed to move a tender from its station to a fire scene so that you quench the fire. You're saying that one of their their policies is to keep
their SOPs. That's what I'm saying.
One of their SOPs is to keep a fire tender with no water.
No, they
at
said
the scene.
They always keep one as like a base. I'm just loosely quoting what I heard
the one
them
they
say.
said they keep. Is it supposed to have water? Or it's supposed to be empty?
No, it's supposed, from what I heard the guy say, and that's what's supposed to be replenished. So the other cars are supposed to be like runners. I hope that we'll find that video so that we can, but I'm just loosely explaining what I heard them say.
Okay, so if
one
for
is
me,
the other cars
my
are
layman
runners.
understanding,
and they don't even have access to Ghana water.
So my layman
to
understanding
replenish
is that even as an SOP, if one of the SOPs is supposed to keep the fire tender at base, it means that it's for emergency situations. Now, once you move that one you have left to a fire scene, it has to be able to perform. It's not for optics.
So I hope the perfect thing would be to get one of them so they can explain. I am only loosely explaining what I heard them say.
Okay.
And basically, they did the same thing at Cantonment.
Okay.
And there's no, Ghana water was not flowing at that time. So they had to use their own ingenious ways to try and get water.
So our
and
problem,
I'm saying,
so
as leader of government in Ashanti
is that
region,
the minister was shouting. That's our
I
problem.
mean, that's my problem. And how is the shouting solving the problem?
Okay.
That's my problem. If now you can go and shout at a fire and it goes off, then I would have no problem.
Then we can all go and shout.
Yeah, then we cannot go and shout.
Okay.
But if that does not work, if you cannot go and shout at the fire for the fire to be quenched,
so I
do something
let's just
meaningful.
Let's
get
go
them
for break.
water. Why is Ghana water not flowing? These are the questions we should be asking. Was this thing actually caused by Doomsor?
Why will you move a fire tender to a scene knowing that you are not getting access to water and you are not even giving accurate information as a person has been questioning you for over 1 hour and you say he has shouted, so you have a problem with him shouting?
In Manasseh's address, we are only watching his side of the thing.
No,
we've not seen the full video.
That's why I read Manasseh's
The guy is trying to explain, and there's a point where he's saying that
he was
he's been
apologizing
here for some time.
Did you hear
read Manasseh's thing again? Or read it
No,
to you.
let's speak.
That there was a point where he's actually trying to explain to you what's going on.
No,
so is it the fire service officer, the corporate,
no, but the
whatever
minister
rank
said,
that they have
the
in the
minister
fire
said,
service?
why is it that if there is water, you are not quenching the fire?
And that they are there doing nothing. Those are all valid questions. Nobody is saying that. But the way and manner in which it's done. We've been talking about arrogance of power in this country for about the last 4 years.
Maybe we don't know what arrogance is. Maybe that's
there are better ways of going about this. Especially when you know the problems that they face. You haven't solved the problems that they face.
When we come back from
there
America,
are huge problems.
The difference between arrogance and this.
No, when it's NDC, it's not arrogance of power. When it's an NDC person, it is not arrogance of power.
But take into consideration the
people have told you.
No. The situation at hand. Consider the situation before you even start, assigning characteristics to people. The situation.
The situation is that
fire is burning down people's lives.
It has been burning. This thing had been going on from morning. This video was taken in the evening.
Yes.
And the question I ask when you talk about the situation again, did the outrage solve the problem?
No.
And was he the one fighting the fire there? No. You've sent other people into the front line to do something. It is your responsibility to resource them to be able to do it properly.
Yes.
And now it turns out that the crucial method, the crucial resource that they need to fight this fire is water. Their normal sources of getting water, it is not available for them. They have to go to contractors to get the water.
Let me take a breather.
You are aware of all of this.
Let me take a breather.
One of them was in the hospital.
I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'll be back shortly. One shout.